Welcome students. Our today's topic is nutrition in animals. We was there in the chapter life process, and in that particular chapter nutrition in plants we have already completed. Today we are going to start nutrition in animals. Nutrition in animals, if we will discuss, then before that just two things we have to tell. The mode of nutrition can be of two types, either heterotrophic or autotrophic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition means the particular type of the nutrition in which plants can prepare their own food and they will get the nutrition from there. Another one, that is a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That means where organism will depend on somebody else for the food. Where organism will depend on somebody else for the food. Here we are discussing about animals, and this animal is one of the example of this heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That means they will not prepare their own food, they will depend on somebody else for the food. So we can tell that this one is a heterotrophs. This one is a heterotrophs. So this heterotrophs are of three types. These heterotrophs are mainly of three types. First one, that is the herbivores. Next one, that is carnivores. Third one, that is omnivores. So in this three types, we can tell that herbivorous means the mode of nutrition in which organism will take plant or plant product as their food. That means here organism will take plants or plant products as food. And in case of carnivorous, we can tell that the mode of nutrition in which organism will take animal fleshes as food. They will take animal fleshes as the food. And in case of omnivorous, the mode of nutrition in which organism will take either plants or animals as their food. That means both plants and animals as food. So that means here three type of nutritions are there. Herbivorous, in which organism will take plant and plant product as a food. Carnivorous, the particular type of organism, those who will take animal fleshes as the food, their mode of nutrition is carnivorous nutrition. Omnivorous nutrition means the mode of nutrition in which organism, those who will take both plant as well as the animal as a food. So we can tell that these three type of nutrition methods are there. Let's give some of the example of each of these three. First one, that is example of herbivorous, we can call that it is goat. Example of this carnivorous, we can call that it is lion. Example of omnivorous, we can call that it is we, human being. Human being. These are the three type of nutrition that we can get: herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. The organism, those who will take plant as a food. The organism, those who will take animal as a food. The organism, those who will take plant and animal both as a food. So these are the three type of nutrition. So till the time we have discussed about the different type of the nutrition in animal. Now we are going to discuss about the steps in this process. That means the nutrition in animal. There are total 5 steps are there. First one, that is ingestion. Second one, that is digestion. Third one, that is the absorption. Fourth one, that is assimilation. Fifth one, that is the egestion. Now the question is that what are these 5 processes? First one, ingestion. If I will give you a plate full of the food, what you will do? At first, you are going to take some food and you will keep it on your mouth. So that means the food which was outside, you are keeping this one in your mouth. That means you are injecting this one. You are keeping this one inside of your mouth. So that means we are keeping this one inside of our mouth. So that process is called that it is ingestion. Something we are keeping in our mouth. Next, the digestion. primary process of digestion are going to start in our mouth only, because whenever we are going to chew the food, that particular food which was a complex, now it's tried to become the simplest one, that because it will break down, and over there the salivary amylase which is present in our mouth, it will mix with this particular food, and primarily its digestion will start in our mouth only. Then we will engulf it. Whenever we will engulf it, that food will pass to the next step, that means in our esophagus. So whenever it will pass to the esophagus, then it will reach to the stomach. In that stomach, we can see that over there acidic component is there, that is the hydrochloric acid. It is going to start the primary digestion over there. So with the help of this stomach, this liver and the pancreas, so primarily that particular digestion procedure will complete it over there. Then we will come to our next step, that is absorption. In the small intestine, we will see that this process, that absorption will be done, because in this particular process, all the nutrients, suppose the rice, the proteinaceous food or some of the fat, whatever the kind of food we took, that particular all the nutrients will be absorbed in this particular process, that is absorption, and this absorption process will done in the small intestine. After this one, after absorbing this type of the nutrients, now they have to distribute that particular nutrients. So they will distribute this particular nutrients with the help of the fluid connective tissue. We know that in our body the fluid connective tissue is blood. So with the help of this blood, this particular one will distribute all over the body. Next step, that is the egestion. After all these procedures, obviously few residues will be there. That particular food we cannot digest, which was a residue, this particular component will release from our body with the help of the process, that is egestion. That means primarily ingestion, that means taking the food in our body. Next one, that is digestion, making the complex food into the simplest one. Then absorption, from that particular food all the nutrients and everything are going to absorb with the help of the process absorption. And then the next one, that is assimilation. With the help of the blood, the nutrients will distribute all over the body. Next one, that is egestion. Egestion is the process by which all the undigested food will release from the body. There are total 5 steps. Now we will discuss about the process of digestion. If we can discuss about it, then we have to draw the diagram of this digestive system. Here this is the food cavity, and then here we can see that it is the stomach, and in this particular stomach afterwards it will go and then it will enter in the intestine. This is our large intestine. Here we will get the pancreas. Here we will get the pancreas. Over here we may get the gallbladder. Over here we may get the gallbladder. And here is the liver. Here we can get the liver. This is the structure. Now from here we can see that the small intestine will come and it will join. This is the small intestine. This is the small intestine. This is the diagram of our digestive system. So let's level it. This one is the mouth cavity. This one is the mouth cavity. And here only we can get a gland, that is salivary gland. This is esophagus, and this particular part is the liver. This is stomach. This is pancreas. This is gallbladder. This is duodenum. This is large intestine. This is the small intestine. And this one is anus, and this is appendix. This is the diagram of the human digestive system. Here we have learned 5 steps. So let's discuss where these steps used to occur. Ingestion. Whenever we are keeping the food in our mouth, this particular process is called that it is the ingestion. After that, from this mouth, whenever the saliva are going to mix with the food, and then it will go till this particular stomach, and over here all the digestion, and from this liver we can see the bile juice will come, and then only it will store in this particular gallbladder, and then from this pancreas, pancreatic juice will come, and also it will mix with the food, and then here only this particular process of digestion will be completed. After this one, after digested, the food will pass to this small intestine, this particular small intestine. Here we will see some finger-like structure. If we can transversely section, we can do the transverse section of this small intestine, we will see a structure where few finger-like structures are there. These finger-like structures are called the villi, who will absorb the nutrients from this particular digested food. And from there, all the nutrients will distribute all over the body. And after this one, we can see that whatever the component which is the residue, which is not possible to digest, that particular part will pass to this particular large intestine, and then it will release with the help of the anus. What are the part is not possible to digest, this particular part will release with the help of this anus. So that means the steps of the nutrition is done up to this much. Is this one clear to everybody? Everyone, please go through with the book. If you are facing any problem, then you can ask me. Thank you.